parts of the ICC. So one part, the prosecution, has to ask another part, a group of judges, the pretrial chamber, and say, essentially, dear judges, I think there's enough evidence here and enough reason to issue an arrest warrant. And so they have to find, first and foremost, that there's reasonable grounds to believe that a crime within the jurisdiction of the court has been committed. Evidently, the three judges believe that's the case for these three individuals. Friends of the court really need to step up and show that they are willing to back the court. So, you may have the reputation that, boy, it's this big, powerful court with lots of resources and lots of cooperation. But we haven't had sufficient cooperation. When the president of Russia visits Mongolia, there isn't sufficient cooperation in terms of an arrest. And when the court asks for more money, the Assembly of States parties does not always follow what's indicated.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Let me just say, because this is the first time I've had an opportunity to speak to this at the podium, so let me just say more broadly that we fundamentally reject the court's decision to issue arrest warrants for senior Israel officials. We remain deeply concerned by the prosecutor's rush to seek arrest warrants and the troubling process errors that led to this decision. The United States has been clear that the ICC does not have jurisdiction over this matter. You've heard us say this before. Whatever this prosecutor might imply, there is no evidence, none, between Israel and Hamas. There's just none. In coordination with partners, including Israel, we are discussing certainly those next steps, what that's going to look like. And to your question about sanctions, that's basically kind of just answered it in that last part of what I said. We're in consultation with our partners and also, which include Israel, about our next steps. We fundamentally reject that the ICC has jurisdiction over the situation. And so that's something that we've been pretty clear about, and we'll continue to do so.
The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The court says it wants to try Netanyahu, his former defense minister, and a top Hamas militant on war crimes charges. These are connected to Hamas's October 2023 attack that triggered the war in Gaza and Israeli military actions inside the territory since then. Gaza health authorities say the death toll from that offensive has now risen above 44,000 people.
זאת מדינת ישראל, זאת מצרים. אתם רואים את רצועת עזה, מרחק לתל אביב הוא לא גדול, לבאר שבע לא גדול, כמובן לעוטף כלום, מטרים. אבל היה לנו גבול.
These heroes here today, the heroic soldiers of Israel, should not be condemned for how they're conducting the war in Gaza. They should be commended for it.
איראן מנסה לפגוע בישראל. אז זה מתחיל מעזה ועובר ללבנון, וממשיך לתימן ולעיראק ומקומות אחרים, ואנחנו בכל המקומות האלה בולמים ומכים אותם.
Now, in the short term, Netanyahu does not face any imminent risk of arrest. The ICC does not have any jurisdiction in Israel. Israel's not a member of the court, so it cannot send anyone here to arrest him. Nonetheless, this is a significant development. For starters, it's embarrassing. The Israeli leader is now the focus of an international criminal warrant. But also, on a practical level, Netanyahu will have to think twice before traveling abroad. Some of Israel's closest allies, these include the UK, France, Italy, and others, are members of the court, and they could be obligated to arrest him if he steps foot on their soil.
Let's see. Sorry, it's under these circumstances.
Thank you for your tremendous service.
No,
Very much.
we're here. We're not going anywhere.
Netanyahu remains defiant. He has condemned this decision with disgust. He says the war against Hamas is justified, and he is vowing to press on.